We have tried to tell people to get outside, paint a rock, drop a fact sheet, leave a bracelet, just send a text message to somebody. I don't care. We have been called crazy. How many ways do you need to see the devil is standing right in front of you and you still can't see him? I don't know what else to do.
Y'all, Allie Carter is not holding back anymore, and what she just revealed after Diddy's courtroom win is straight up chilling. After months of total silence, Allie Carter just popped back up, and she's not sugarcoating anything. She's claiming the feds intentionally buried her evidence. She says they locked her away in witness protection, made sure she couldn't speak to the press, and when she finally tried to step forward, she vanished from the public eye. Now, out of nowhere, Allie is resurfacing with new details. She's calling out big players and basically saying this whole investigation was rigged to protect Diddy and others in power. She's even hinting that everything she experienced, from the raids to her supposed rescue, was staged just to shut her up. And here's the wild part. She says the threats never stopped. Even in witness protection, she was getting warnings. She was told to forget what she saw, to stop talking crazy. She says they called her unreliable just so her voice wouldn't count in court. So how did we get here? Why is she saying the feds played her? And who's really behind all the threats she's been getting? Let's rewind this mess real quick.
Now, as you guys are saying, I told you, the justice system is rigged. I don't know how many ways people need to say that, see it for themselves, research it, dig on it, and not understand that the justice system is rigged. And we've been saying that since the beginning. We went through court cases. We went through private investigators. This is how we have the insurance and the documents and the things and the receipts that we have, because we have been through this so many times before, where the victim is the one who gets the most hail and the predators walk. The amount of people that you've seen, I want you to stop and think about how many people were enabling this case, and how many times I have said the red and the blue side are guilty. If you are distracted right now by something as what an adult did, or you're fighting for an adult, then you weren't in the fight for the kids in the first place. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
So let's break it down. Allie Carter wasn't just some random person talking online. She was actually listed as victim number 3 in the official case documents against Diddy, and her involvement? It wasn't just freaky parties or gossip blogs. Allie had real direct info about the darker stuff. We're talking about not just the industry wildness that people usually whisper about. She claimed she had been trafficked through the same pipeline allegedly involving Diddy. And according to her, it wasn't just isolated incidents. It was a whole network. She described a system, coordinated, protected, and dangerous, that funneled girls through parties, hotels, private jets, and she said she lived it. But here's the real twist. Allie wanted to testify. She didn't want to stay hidden behind a pseudonym anymore. She came out and dropped her alias, which is not something survivors usually feel safe doing. That tells you right away she was serious. She felt ready. She wasn't just venting, she was prepared to go on record in court. And then she vanished right before the trial heated up. She didn't back out, she didn't ghost. She was taken straight into witness protection. Now, I know what you're thinking. Maybe she got scared last minute, maybe it was too much, but nah. Allie made it super clear she was ready. She even said it herself in videos and interviews before disappearing. I want to speak. I'm not hiding anymore. And here's what proves she was important. Prosecutors used her statements in their opening remarks. That right there tells you her testimony mattered. It wasn't some throwaway detail. They leaned on her words to paint a picture for the jury. So if her testimony was that important, why wasn't she allowed to take the stand? Why did she go from central figure to complete silence? And this is where things start getting shady, because what she says happened next sounds like something out of a movie.
Now, when you look at the corruption, the FBI covered it up for how long? This case was back in 2000, early 2000, right? So let's talk about who's guilty here. The DOJ released a video that at first everybody said they couldn't find a video of Cassie Ventura being beaten. They couldn't find it. It didn't exist. You saw one clip, and then you saw DOJ release another clip to the news. So the DOJ had that clip to begin with. So the people who are telling you that they don't have the Epstein file, they're full of shit.
According to Allie, the feds ignored major pieces of her evidence, and not because it wasn't strong, but because it was too strong. She said her documents didn't just point fingers at Diddy, they exposed others. She claims prosecutors didn't want to open that door. They didn't want the case to spiral into something bigger than they could control. They wanted it clean and limited. Now, if you're wondering, why wouldn't the feds want to use everything they had? Allie has a theory. She says the proof she had would have dragged in powerful people with connections deep in the music industry, media, even government, the kind of names that don't go down easily. She believes that's when they started freezing her. She told her followers that her files included flight logs, emails, hidden footage, and a list of other girls involved. But suddenly, none of it went to court. None of it was submitted, just gone. And right after that, her house was broken into. She said armed men showed up, tore through her stuff, and clearly knew exactly where to go. They weren't random burglars. These people were looking for something. Allie believes they were sent to erase whatever she still had. She said it wasn't just an attack, it was a message. She claims that after the break-in, her family had to flee. That's when she was moved into witness protection, not as a favor, but as a control tactic, to silence her and keep her away from the trial. Not just for her safety, but to keep her mouth shut. And y'all, this wasn't just internet beef, we're talking real-world danger. Armed men, her home destroyed, and her family running for their lives.
I already knew the case was not going anywhere. Whoever tried just got painted a target on it, and whoever lied was exposed. I am grateful for the amount of people that were exposed on this case. You've seen that the hotel manager is guilty. You saw the people who cleaned the sex toys were guilty. The bus that freaking transferred all these children were guilty. You saw people coming from left and right to tell you about the baby oil and everything else that they wouldn't tell you earlier because they kept it a secret all these years, and everybody that bowed down sign this man's paycheck. You feed that man from the entire time. It would enable trafficking. It's the same way people are using our pain right now. There's content creators that hate us, that want us tortured, that want us dead. And so many people are buying into it by hitting the like button. You're paying these content creators to create chaos, confusion, bullshit, lies, and on top of that, you're enabling trafficking, and you still don't see it. You want to argue, and people tell me all the time. I have gotten so many crazy ass messages that I don't care about.
So here's where things really start getting dark. After being pushed out of the trial, Allie Carter's life didn't just slow down, it exploded. Her home was literally attacked. According to Allie, armed men broke into her house. Not some random robbery, but a full-blown invasion. She said they weren't there for cash or electronics, they were there to send a message and erase evidence. Allie went live right after the attack, tears streaming down her face. And it wasn't just emotional, she showed what happened. The place was ransacked. She said her files were stolen, her backup drives were missing. But it didn't stop there, her family had to flee. Think about that for a second. She wasn't just hiding herself, her whole family was now in danger. That's when she said the threats started escalating. According to Allie, her address was leaked by people tied to powerful organizations. Not trolls, not random internet weirdos. She says these were insiders, people with resources. And y'all, this ain't drama for views. She showed the receipts. She showed the lot where her home stood. It's gone. This woman lost her house. Whether people believe her or not, she didn't just disappear for attention. She disappeared because she feared for her life. She didn't just lose her peace, y'all. She lost her whole house. She showed receipts and showed an empty lot. That's not clout chasing. That's real fear. And while all this was happening to her, the trial kept going without her. So here's the part that's really hard to ignore. Diddy walked. The trial ended, and a lot of those major charges that folks expected to land on him, he skated past the worst. And guess who popped up right after that? Allie Carter. She came out swinging. She said the prosecutors helped Diddy walk. Not because they didn't have enough, but because they chose not to use what they had. She says they focused on the flashy stuff, the freak-off parties, the celebrity drama, and left out the deeper, darker claims, especially those involving minors and trafficking. According to Allie, this wasn't a matter of justice failing her. She says justice ignored her on purpose, and when she resurfaced, she didn't just talk. She came with details. She claimed she had hotel records tied to specific nights and specific names, camera footage information, where cameras were, who had access, what angles captured what, direct accounts not just from herself but from other women too, names of bodyguards and hotel staff who looked the other way while it all happened. And she even accused some DAs of protecting the narrative, not the victims. She filed past lawsuits from the early 2000s, the ones that got quietly settled or pushed out of the news cycle. She pointed out patterns, similar names, similar places, same behaviors repeated over the years, and she made it clear this didn't just start with her. Ali said she tried to give them everything, but they picked and chose what fit their version of the case. And just when you think that's the end of it, she starts naming names again.
So if you ever see a dead man's switch come from us, you'll know that we're no longer on this world, because we'll tell you if you're watching this video, it's because we're no longer here. And in that video, it will release everything unredacted. And after it releases everything, every single name, every single location, every single plate that we have, every place that we were trafficked, and when we tell you exactly when it's in that video, then insurance will just keep dropping from there. And I don't know, just to hand it around like candy. I have no idea what else to do with it because there's nobody to give it to. And as you can see that from the beginning.
So even after the trial ended, Ali says it didn't stop. She went live again, not just to vent, but to expose. She says she knows who's behind the threats. According to her, it wasn't just random people coming for her online. She claims there were certain online figures and organized groups who played a role in leaking her private info. Not only that, she blames those same people for the break-in that forced her and her family to run. She says they were part of something bigger, like they were helping clean up someone else's mess. And even now, she says she's still being stalked, still harassed, still watched. She says she can't stay in one place too long, can't trust her phone, can't even go live without something weird happening right after. Now let's be clear, Ali doesn't say Diddy sent them, but she does make it clear these people were trying to finish what started the day she spoke out. And here's the thing, Ali's basically saying this isn't just about Diddy anymore. It's about a whole system that protects powerful people, a system that doesn't just ignore survivors, it hunts them. She's saying when you speak up, they don't just cancel you, they try to erase you. And before we wrap, we need to talk about the part that's really breaking people online. Ali didn't hold back here either. She clapped all the way back at the folks defending Diddy just because he's a dad. She said, y'all are out here talking about his daughters, but where was that energy when I was a kid and he hurt me? She raised Cassie too, reminding everyone that Cassie was only 19 when it all started. She said the math is there, but people don't want to do it. And then she hit with, you protect his daughters but ignore the ones he hurts? She's calling out hypocrisy, and she's not wrong. People are quick to defend a celebrity dad, but where was all that protection for the young girls he allegedly destroyed? Ali Carter didn't just spill tea, she poured the whole pot. And whether you believe every word or not, her receipts, her pain, and her story deserve to be heard. So what's your take on all this? Do you think Ali was silenced on purpose? And is Diddy really protected by something bigger than us all? Drop your thoughts below. I read every single comment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you want the real stories, not the watered down ones. I'll catch y'all in the next one.